Welcome to our Evergoods EWS, that's the Element Weathershed 22-liter backpack review. If you're looking for a waterproof bag, this is definitely waterproof, but does it provide the functionality and the value that you're also looking for? In this video, we're gonna pack this bag out, talk about the pros and the cons, and if it's not kind of the bag that you're looking for, don't you worry. That's what these guys are alternative recommendations that we will recommend at the end of the video. But first things first, let's talk about the gist of the Evergoods Element Weathershed 22-liter backpack. Evergoods is a carry company from Bozeman, Montana, and they're known for making really rugged gear that's like their trademark crossover look, which is gear that could look good on a hike and also look pretty badass in a business meeting. But this is the first backpack in their new Elements collection. They started with a few pouches, and now this bag is really making some noise because it's quite controversial, and I'll explain what the controversies are in the next few sections. Let's talk about some of the top features. We've got a magnetic fidlock opening to the main compartment, an admin panel underneath the flap with some pockets and organization, a very minimalist main compartment, some super comfy shoulder straps and back panel. But really the most important thing about this bag, as the name suggests, is its waterproofness. And that comes down to the material, the construction, the design. Really everything about this bag revolves around that one thing: your ability to fight off H2O. The bag currently comes in one color option, black. It's 22 liters, which is a great size for everyday carry. And it could make for a decent travel companion as well, especially if you're traveling to somewhere where it rains a lot. We got a height of around 19 inches and a width of around 15 inches. And we'll try and remember to measure the depth when we pack it out. Sometimes we forget. I believe in us, Margaret. We're gonna remember this time. Evergoods claims this bag weighs 2 pounds, 2 ounces. But you gotta double check these things. I'm getting 2.1 pounds on scale number 1 and 2.1 pounds on scale number 2. This is the bag when it's empty. And this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'8", and our media manager, Margaret, is 5'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Evergoods products come with a tasty warranty. It's lifetime, and they honor it. But that warranty, plus the materials and R&D that went into this bag, contributes to its price point, which is currently $350 US. And if at any point in this review you're thinking to yourself, the Weathershed, I do need a bag that can shed me some weather, and you're gonna make a purchase, we do recommend that you do so with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. Let's talk about the front of the Evergoods Element Weathershed 22-liter. Now, let's hit the nail on the head. With the front of any bag, the first thing you're gonna notice is sort of what it looks like. And that's probably been the biggest point of controversy for this bag. 2 reasons why. Number 1, Evergoods has a cult-like following, fun fact, and they've grown very used to a certain design language around their bags, which you can see right here. Their CPL 24, their CTB 26, even their PLC 20, they all kind of have a similar look to them that looks very different from this. And reason number 2, it's a bit controversial, is I just think objectively, like taste is subjective, but just this is not a aesthetic of bag that a lot of people dig. We actually surveyed the Nomads Nation community about this, if they liked the look, loved the look, or hated the look, and these are the results. So as you can see, it's definitely not everyone's cup of tea in terms of just, the vibe. But you gotta keep in mind that what Evergoods is trying to accomplish here is a lot more function and a little bit less form. And that function, I'm just gonna keep driving this home, is its water resistance. Because to make a truly water resistant bag, you have to build the bag around that concept. Every design, every decision, every stitch, every fabric has to serve that purpose. And the first thing serving the purpose with this bag is the fabric. This is a custom developed material taken from Evergoods Mountain Line. It's basically a 420D nylon 6, and it's finished with a light colored TPU laminate and a PU kiss coated face, which is a lot. What that means is it's basically a nylon that's just been decked out, laminated to hell on the front and the back. And that lamination, you hear that? It's sort of plasticky, right? But what is plastic really good at? Not letting water seep through. Versus like a more organic polyester, polyester still repels water, but not in the way that this laminate will. And custom developed fabrics are not cheap to make, so this is probably also contributing to the higher price point. Overall, I think the fabric is freaking crazy cool. You can see they didn't add any lining to it, right? There's no internal lining inside the bag. It's just this one fabric. And the back of this fabric is then the inside of the bag. But one concern I do have about the fabric is it does say it's got a PU kiss coated face. So that means that there's PU coating here, and PU coatings can peel over time. Not a guarantee. It's a bit of a roll of the dice, but it's something you definitely need to be aware of. Now, we're gonna talk about all the organization and stuff in the next section, but one last note that Evergoods did that I think is really, really cool is they gave you the ability, see this little plastic patch right there? Wait for it. Say hello to Aaron's finger. And I'm not saying you should put a human finger in there, but it does give you the ability to sort of customize your bag a little bit. It's kind of taking patch culture, modernizing it, while still keeping the bag weatherproof. Okay, let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about the middle of the Evergoods Element Weathershed 22 liter. Now, one other note of controversy before we open this bad boy up is notice these sides right here. And what's important to know is that this is not a submergible backpack. There is a spectrum of weatherproofness, right? It starts here at the beginning with your basic JanSport backpack that's made from polyester that will shed maybe a bit of rain, but if you're in the rain for 2 minutes with this, you're gonna get drenched, right? And then from there you go to like weather resistant, which is like, ballistic nylon and stuff. And then, then you go to like this, which is weatherproof, waterproof, but it's not submergible. Bags like this are submergible, right? You may have seen these on like diving trips where it's basically a roll top that you do one of these, right? You clip the top. A bag like this, you can toss into the river. Your stuff's gonna stay dry, might even float. This is not the same though, and you can see where it's compromised is in these top corners, right? So our boy JB outside, shout out JB, he actually shot this thing with a hose this way, and the water got into the main compartment, no problemo. But Evergoods didn't say this is submergible. In their defense, this is meant to be worn like this, and when it's worn like this, rain falls like this, nothing's gonna get into that. I hope that makes sense. Is that clear, Margaret? Okay. Ultimately, the takeaway is as long as the bag is upright, your gear will 99.9% stay dry. And with that, I don't know if it would have been possible, but if there would have been some sort of way to add a PU coated zipper right here just to seal it, or even if we had some sort of like magnets or some clip that just could have made this corner edge a little bit tighter, that would have been interesting. I know some of you hardcore technical waterproof nerds out there might have some qualms with this. Let me know your thoughts below on the waterproofness of this bag. I'm definitely not an expert, just an enthusiast. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, I'm ranting a lot, but I'm really passionate about this stuff. Let's get into the whole main compartment. The front flap is secure with these 2 Fidlock magnets. Fidlocks are great because they're super satisfying. Wait for the click. Oh, that's so nice. But a couple problems with Fidlocks to keep in mind. One, sometimes they're a little bit okay, where is it? I got this one. So you might have to dig around a little bit. It's a little bit of a habit. You will get it over time. But the problem with Fidlocks is all right, let's say that you pack the bag up to here. That's the beauty of roll tops, is that you've got some versatility with the capacity. You can kind of pack more stuff and like this or like this. Well, that's where Evergoods did a really nifty thing. And you can see underneath here, we got a hook. And then you can attach this hook to the bottom of the roll top. See that? Therefore allowing you to sort of adjust where this front flap is, so then you can expand the backpack's capacity. But do note, if you go too high, you're gonna compromise the waterproofness, right? Because now we're getting holes in the corners. So I think for the majority of people, this is like a nice backup plan. But for most of us, we'll probably just end up snapping these Fidlocks into place, if you can find it. Got it. Now, this front compartment's quite interesting, because a lot of roll top bags that are weather resistant, this is roll top E, suck with access, because access equals zippers or pockets, and zippers equal seams. Like looking at another Evergoods bag here, you can see the CPL 24. YKK reverse coil zippers are actually pretty water resistant in themselves. The problem is like the seams, right? These seams are where the needle has gone through. There's little holes. That's where the rain invades. So Evergoods is a really cool thing here, where it's not the quickest of access, but you do have this admin compartment that's protected by the main flap, and it gives you a bit of organization. We got a PU coated zipper at the top. This little flap protects these 2 pockets. And that's it. We're gonna pack it out with a couple quick access things. It's a small compartment, so you're not gonna wanna put big things in there. The zipper pocket itself reaches all the way down to the bottom of here. Just for reference, not gonna be big enough for your standard size book, but there is a key leash. I'll go ahead and pop my keys right on here, and I'll throw a couple random things in there. I got a snack, wallet, passport size notebook, and zip it on up. Now, these 2 pockets are quite nice. I actually like this flap. The cut is really nice, extra weather resistance. And one cool thing is that you can actually move this flap behind the pockets. See that? Which gives you quicker access to the pockets. Then you can re-engage the flap if needed, giving you some customization. Pocket on the right has no internal organization. A little bit of expansion, not a lot. You're not gonna get super thick, bulky things in that pocket. Pocket on the left though does have some smaller built-in pockets on the side, which methinks is a good spot for pen, a little Sharpie in there. Overall, due to the construction of these pockets, like I said, not a lot of capacity, but it's good for smaller things. Flap it up, good to go. Now let's talk about the main compartment. A lot of modern roll tops will give you access to the main compartment like in the back, or you can get like a clamshell style, right, and it pops open. But then we have zippers and seams, which means potential, vantage points for water to invade. So we have none of that, which means access to the main compartment can be a little challenging, right? There's not a lot of organization there. Whatever's at the bottom is gonna be, tougher to grab, but it's all in the name of weather resistance. Hard to show, but I'll do my best. You can see in here we have a laptop sleeve. Another sleeve right here. And that's it for organization inside the main compartment. So let's go ahead and test out the capacity and see what can fit in the bag. Here it has got some general EDC stuff, a couple pouches at the bottom. Throw a water bottle in there. It should be noted too, no external water bottle holders, which will be a make or a break for some of you out there. Hoodie, throw a book. Yeah, no, it feels around like 22 liters. It feels pretty spot on. And for the laptop compartment, I got a 13-inch MacBook Pro. And like, I just want to emphasize, like, access on this thing is tough, right? Like, I mean, we're built to protect ourselves from water. We're not built for ease of grabbing things. But the laptop sleeve can fit up to a 16-inch MacBook Pro, so my 13-inch fits very nicely. Let's test out this laptop sleeve, see what you're bringing to the table. Nice false bottom. Laptop ends right about there, so if you drop the bag, great false bottom, keeps the laptop nice and secure. We've got a plastic sheet in here as well to give the bag some structure, which is also gonna help give your laptop even more protection. Now it says it can fit a 16-inch. Let's see if it can fit a 17 just in case. Well, our Asus VivoBook 17-incher can also fit. So if you got a 17-inch laptop, you have a chance. You can go ahead, we're gonna close this bad boy shut. Nice, tidy, secure. And you can see now that the bag is fully packed out. I mean, you're wearing this on your back. Rain's not getting through there. So it's a great option for you cyclists, morning hikers, anybody who lives in Seattle. One of the great thing about these magnets is the way that they are designed as to where to undo them, you gotta pull down. And you gotta pull them down at an angle, which means when the bag is fully packed out, it's less likely for this flap to come undone. It still can a little bit, right? Yeah, pretty good. If you move it around enough, it'll probably come, it's pretty secure. And if you're thinking to yourself, wow, this dude is nerding out right now on waterproofness and backpacks, and I love it. Where can I get more? Well, I gotta tell you, there's so many crazy awesome backpacks that are being launched right now. It's insane. And the people who are obsessed with these crazy awesome backpacks like myself, we call ourselves the Carry community. And here at Nomads Nation, we serve the Carry community by not just doing epic in-depth backpack reviews, but by also running our Nomads Nation newsletter. And in the newsletter, it's like I take you even deeper into the world of bags. I'm like your reporter in the field, showing you the top releases, collabs, best new fabrics that are being made, a little bit of industry gossip and everything in between. So if you wanna stay up to date and on top of everything that's happening in the world of bags, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. There you can sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter, and I hope to see you in your inbox. Got a lot of cool bag stuff happening. Sign up. And speaking of cool bag stuff, Evergoods bags are usually pretty comfortable, but will this one be as comfortable? Let's find out. Let's talk about the back of the Evergoods Element Weathershed 22 liter. Starting with the top, we have this handle right here. And I gotta be honest, Evergoods handle's not my favorite. Reason being, in this handle, there's like a plastic sheet, which gives the handle some structure and looks really clean, but it's kind of like painful to carry. Like, it doesn't feel great. Contrast that with like this handle from TomTalk where it's super well padded. Now I understand it's a waterproof bag, so they couldn't do like, typical mesh padding, but something to keep in mind with the handle. And also you got these two clips right here that you can clip things onto externally on your bag. Comfort on a bag comes down to two things: shoulder strap and back panel. This is Evergoods' typical back panel. I don't love their back panels. I like their back panels. There's always a nice amount of cushion going on, but I always think there could be a bit more in terms of ventilation. You got these cuts right here in the back panel that'll inspire a bit of airflow, but not a ton. Do love me some Evergoods shoulder straps though. Just under about 2.5 inches width, which is a good width for this size bag. Nice contoured S shape here. Just the right amount of padding and rebound, but let's put it to the test. One thing to note though is Evergoods bags are a bit controversial in their comfort because they have sort of like a curve in the back panel oftentimes that people say dig into their lower back. Just Google Evergoods backpack digging into back. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. On this bag though, no curve. It seems like they abandoned that shape, so should be less back diggage happening with this one, which I'm a fan of. And I'm also a fan of an included sternum strap on a bag. I always use a sternum strap. It just feels so nice. Gives a bit more weight up here as opposed to lower back. But one thing I'm not a fan of with Evergoods bags is this H-U. We call this dangle. And I hate dangle, and he hates dangle. And lots of us hate dangle, but Evergoods loves dangle. Don't get me wrong, you can get like a little web holder on Amazon, but I don't know, I just like a $300 price point. I kind of want this taken care of for me. But more or less, comfort, feels great. Back panel, really well padded. Shoulder straps, lovely. Not getting any back digging issues here. Now we're fully packed out. The depth at the base of the bag, we're looking at about just under 7 inches. But it should be noted that due to the angled cut at the bottom of the bag, this is definitely not a self-standing bag by any means. All right, let's talk about the overall pros and the cons of the Evergoods Element Weathershed 22 liter. Pro number one is obvious. It's gotta be its insane weather resistance. Pro number two is the innovation with the fabrics and materials. And pro number three, I would think this is comfy. This is a really comfy bag. Just feels nice wearing it. But on the con side, we're gonna start with the aesthetic. Definitely is undeniable that it's not a look for everyone. Con number 2 is gonna be the lack of quick access, which is obviously necessary given the waterproof design, but not a lot of quick access on this thing. And con number 3, I think a lot of people interested in a bag like this might be hikers or cyclists, hikists. People who like the outdoors. People who like outdoors like hydration, and the lack of water bottle holders externally might be a deal breaker for you. But if you're still here, there's a good chance that you're thinking to yourself, dude, this bag rocks, and I need some weatherproofing in my life, and I'm totally gonna get one. But just a reminder, if you're gonna make a purchase, we recommend doing so with the first link in the description. That's where the best price and the discount codes always are. Thank you so much. But if you're not quite sold, I teased the alternatives, so now let's discuss them. Alternative number 1 is gonna be the Milliken roll top with pocket. This is a great option for you if you're looking for a weatherproof bag, but you want a little bit more style. You don't mind sacrificing a bit of weather resistance for a little bit sexier of an aesthetic. We reviewed this bag on our sister channel, Gear for the Girls. And the other option is gonna be this guy, the Mission Workshop Rake bag. Highly weather resistant, maybe just like a smidge below the Evergoods. It's right there though, but it's got a mean look to it. Tons of quick access pockets, very high price point, but sometimes you gotta pay for the good stuff. The Milliken though is a lot more accessible of a price point. The bags offer their each set of pros and cons, and to learn what those are, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.